Money Vikings, welcome back to the channel. I got a really good one for you today. Money Viking G here. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to go through kind of the various elements of why Bitcoin will continue to rise and why it is truly, I believe, and again, this is not financial advice, but I do believe it is a once in a generation wealth building opportunity for many of us and for almost everyone, actually, in the world. So if you're new to the channel, please hit the like and subscribe and all that stuff as we grow the channel. Money Vikings covers all things personal finance and wealth building for middle-class people. And that is a life of true wealth, which is health and hobbies and art and investments and all that. But a big focus lately has been with Bitcoin because it is definitely an asset of the future. It's definitely a store of value. And the fact of the matter is that in the last sort of 6 months or so, it's completely gone mainstream. Jerry and I got involved in Bitcoin and investing in Bitcoin probably about 7 or 8 years ago when Jerry introduced me to Bitcoin and to crypto. And it's just been in the last couple of years. You know, there was the crypto winter. There were the Bankman-Fried scandal and all that. There's a lot of things that have really impacted Bitcoin in a bad way. But the fact that the government is coming in and is going to build a framework and rules around this space is extremely bullish, I believe, for this. So let's just go through a couple of things. Let's go through the latest headlines, and then let's talk about some big picture things here in terms of Bitcoin. First of all, let's look at something here that I think will help, they call it orange pill the person, which basically means you're kind of, you're basically understanding and your mind is getting opened to the concept of Bitcoin and why it is a remarkable future present and future asset, and now is the ground floor, now is the beginning in a lot of ways. So let's talk about why that is, and I'm going to show you right here. Let's look at the 25 most valuable assets ranked by market cap in the world. And what I want you to look at is something very, very remarkable. So it's gold, right? $12 trillion market cap. This is a couple years old news, so this has changed a little bit. It's got Bitcoin down here at half the market. Bitcoin is actually almost it's 1.9 trillion, I think, at the moment. And when this was coming out, this was 412 billion. Okay, so basically, here's the bottom line. Look at the market cap of gold. You have to wrap your brain around a very simple concept here that I know is very hard for my friends that are in traditional investing to understand. They always say, I don't understand Bitcoin, it's just code, I don't know what's underlying the value, what's backing it up. Well, you have to realize something. The same can be said for gold, the biggest asset in the world. Gold is just actually quite abundant rock in the earth. It happens to be shiny. A lot of people happen to find it very beautiful to look at and pretty. But we as humans on planet Earth over the last couple of thousands of years, basically through the powers that be, just decided that this rock has value. Well, that's all fine and dandy. But it was a decision. It was a decision among the Zeitgeist, among the masses of the world, among all of us, right? That we would say this thing has value. But it's just a rock. That's all it is. And in addition to that, it's quite imperfect as a store of value. Number one, when the price goes up a lot, actually the supply can go up a lot because people can mine more of it, find more of it, get more of it on the market, and etc. Now, I heard people say things like, well, it can be used as jewelry. Well, again, jewelry is just a collectible. It's just something that in our mind we think is pretty and has value. So it's not a perfect store of value. A perfect store of value is Bitcoin. That's the reality of it. And, you got your orange Bitcoin down here. All these things are companies. Sorry about the noise. It's kind of annoying. Anyway, all these things are companies. They have some underlying things. Meta here, they basically have code and they, manipulate the masses into using their platforms, to sell advertising, et cetera, et cetera. So the point being that there's definitely room for Bitcoin to continue to grow exponentially multiple times over at this point. Okay, so I want to show you that as a starting point. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is I want you to look here at the Bitcoin price history. All right, now you'll see from 2010 right here, but what I want you to do is our minds are going to get sort of caught up in the noise of the up and down, but what you need to really do is just draw a straight. I can't do it because I don't have like a drawing. I need to get a drawing tool on this thing. But anyway, the idea is this: draw a straight line from 2010 up to 2024. Well, look, that's how much it's going up, and it continues to go. And I bet, there is the power law curve where it will sort of start to flatline a little bit. We're not there yet, but it's going to continue to go up, and you can see that trend over the last 14 years quite clearly now. It wasn't clear in the volatility, and that is a feature, although I believe over time that will start to mellow out a little bit over time. Okay, so I want you to think about those two things, big picture. And now let's go into some of the headlines here. Let's refresh this and go through what is going on in terms of, okay, so $11 trillion BlackRock just bought more MicroStrategy. So if you're buying more MicroStrategy, that is definitely a Bitcoin bet. MicroStrategy is probably going to become like a Bitcoin bank. They just rebranded to Strategy B, or Strategy Bitcoin. It has a little B at the end for the Bitcoin. Okay. So here we go. Simply Bitcoin, a massive repricing is coming. Are you ready? I agree. Been stacking sats. I believe it is time. Let's see here. Missouri State Representative Ben Keithley proposes bill to add Bitcoin to state financial strategy, empowering Treasury to receive, invest, and hold it. So you're seeing a lot of movement of states in terms of building Bitcoin strategic reserves, and the states are running out way ahead of the federal government, which will probably catch up as well. Okay, that's what we're seeing. Okay, let's see here. What is this? Oh, Maryland on the map. Okay, so this is a cool map because it's all the states that have a Bitcoin reserve bill, and so you can see those are filling up. Only two things are generally scarce: time and Bitcoin. Yeah, that's very true. So that is the built-in beauty of the Bitcoin code, is that there will only ever be 21 million of them. But you have to understand, you have to think of this as like a huge funnel of money, okay, that's going to try to squeeze into something that much. There's only that much of it, and this huge funnel of money is trying to squeeze into it. You have to think about these metaphors. So in Bitcoin, you win when the price goes up, and you win when the price goes down. Are you buying the dip? I agree with that sentiment. And so, what's his name? The billionaire guy, Mark. Anyway, the guy who owns the Mavericks or whatever. Yeah. He was saying something very interesting the other day. He was saying that what you want to do with Bitcoin is, let's say you got 10, 20,000, 5,000, $2,000 to throw into Bitcoin. He's like, you want to take money that you can afford to just totally ignore, not your emergency fund, not your 401k money, but money you can totally afford to ignore. Buy Bitcoin and forget about it for 5 years, for 4 years. Just forget about it. Put it away and let it run, because it's probably going to do really well. New Mexico, here we go. We got the rebranding of MicroStrategy right there, Strategy B. Let's see. Okay, Michael Saylor and Rumble CEO. Okay, meeting. So you can just see there's just a lot going on, and I just really think it's going to continue. Just in, let's see here. Banks are pushing the FDIC to allow tokenized deposits that could put checking accounts on the blockchain. Okay, it's interesting. Yeah, blockchain technology. And some Michael Saylor memes, of course. Okay, so that's kind of what's going on today, guys. Again, another great day in Bitcoin. And, the volatility is the volatility, but the reality is that it's going to continue to go up. I'm pretty certain of that. Again, not financial advice. I'm just sharing what I do, but that's where I'm at. Hey, have a good one. And please like, subscribe, share the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll catch you all later, folks. Bye.